Greetings everyone, welcome to Nick's Mods, continuing Dark Tribes month. Since I started this show, the Scorpion tribe has become one of my faves. With their strong metallic colors and ornate headprints, I can't tell if they're wearing armor or that's just their naked bodies. I prefer to think the latter, making them walking tanks like real scorpions. These figures go harder than most, but you may have noticed something missing if you've seen the show. Their tails. The centaur-shaped ones have them, but not the bipedal ones. I don't think tails are needed on most Chimans. We can say they're hidden, but it's really noticeable here, especially since Scorm, the Scorpion King, does have a tail in set form, mounted on a specialized armor mold, though it is kinda weak. I whipped him up a more show-accurate tail that balances the weight of his oversized weapons, and gave the others tails with just a few extra pieces. It's even easier if they're wearing armor, though you do lose some articulation this way. These tails greatly expand the Scorpion's presence, but they're so heavy that you need weapons just to counterbalance them. So I went ham with these custom weapons, developing my own Scorpion design language. Still, I figured I'd leave the odd one with a simple spear or born without a tail. I call this one Scrungo. Yeah, these are fun to customize, but what about their rides? As a guideline, I decide each Dark Tribe should get a big vehicle, a small to medium army builder, and an outland bike. I also wanted to make sure that all three builds in one class complement each other as well as their respective fleet. That's not as easy as it sounds, but the Spider Tribe had two of those spaces covered to draw inspiration from, and then some. With the Scorpions, I had to extrapolate two builds from just one. Let's start with a Scorpion Outland bike, converted from half of Street Race of Snake Jaguar. Like the Spider Outland bike, this was born of a gimmick, those claws that swing down and rattle on the wheel spikes. It seemed so Scorpion-like, even with the blades folded away. And yes, I converted Zane's bike for the Eagle Tribe while I was at it. I do have an in-story reason for how this comes to be, but I'll save it for a future episode. I crammed loads of small details into the Scorpion Outland bike, the face especially, disguising a couple stud launchers as eyes. The driver, Skral, is another tailless Scorpion, but don't worry, he's compensating. This bike's tail is lighter and more flexible than Scorm's Scorpion Stinger, and I tried to create good continuity through most of the body. As for colors, we're juggling a lot. Dark brown, reddish brown, gold, silver, lime, black, and dark tan. I must have spent an hour just switching those tiny barbs around, seeing which colors worked where. I picked silver wheels this time, giving him more of that Scorpion tribe sharpness, and a big fat rear tire mirroring the Stinger's aggressive posture. Took me a bit to decide whether the driver should be a silver Scorpion or a gunmetal one, but I went with the latter. If the claws are busy, I guess you could switch them for these blades. They're cleaner and do match the Stinger more, but I prefer the spiky ones. I'm pretty happy with this Outland bike, but we're not done yet. Now we need a lighter, mass-producible frontliner. I searched high and low for something small that still had the menace, the demeanor of a Scorpion. From the one official Scorpion tribe set, we can assume other vehicles are sharp and sleek, defined by blades, tails, and smooth layered rows of armor, chiefly those small car hoods. I even squeezed one on the Outland bike. Also, it couldn't be a walker. As easy as it would be to convert something with legs like this or this, I see the Scorpion tribe as a biker gang all the way. But there aren't many LEGO builds that fit most of those points. I did find something, but yeah, it's another Ninjago build. Scatter before Skull's Desert Skimmer, converted from Desert Lightning, another 2-pack, though I'm pretty sure the set name is referring to the other bike. Going in, even I thought this was reaching, but there was something there. It's such an inspired, elegant shape. I've never seen another LEGO vehicle like it. In fact, despite being a very different build, I think this design complements the Stinger more than the bike does. Itself a downsized version of the Stinger. Might have to build a second Desert Skimmer someday. Worked in some facsimile of a face, with beady eyes and tiny pincers, and I could have worked in a tail structure, seeing how the original kinda had one. But I like how bare this is, very alien and more like a beetle than a Scorpion. Until you add a driver, yeah, I love picturing them running up to these, hopping in, and whoosh, 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. Now it has a tail, Skull becoming part of the vehicle. It's shocking to me how well this thing complements the tribe. The only bit I regret is failing to make space for a chi crystal, though I guess he can just hold one. Gotta say, this was one of the smoothest conversion processes yet. I really enjoyed it. But before we go, I want to take one last look at Scorm's Scorpion Stinger. This was always one of the more formidable Chimobiles, but it did bug me a little. Much as I appreciate ammo storage, those big chunks of kibble just took away from its scorpionness. I feel like I'm insulting the designer by removing them. It really is a clever design, but this cleans up the colors and shaping a lot. Makes it more like the prototypes, most of which I think look really good. Added a few dark brown slopes and angled the roll cage higher so it actually gives the driver some protection. Just this change makes the thing feel bigger and more like a real scorpion about to strike. And there's even enough space, barely, for Scorm's new tail. Probably my strangest addition? These 2006 Toa Nika thigh covers on either side. They fill out a pretty skeletal part of the build, and the hydraulic pistons make the rear wheel look adjustable. So yeah, not a lot of changes. This was already a fantastic build, but now when I look at it, with these others, woof. This biker gang is 3 for 3, with 2 new vehicles and a scrap ton of smaller customs that I hope people try out themselves, or even make your own weapons, your own tail modifications. I'm sure someone can make this work better than I did. That's it for today. Next up, the Bat Tribe. Probably the most underdeveloped tribe ever. Aside from skunks and foxes and beavers and leopards. We'll get to those eventually. But trust me, this is another big one. You can support my work by checking out my books on Amazon and itch.io, and my Patreon page where you'll see these videos a week early, along with Patreon-exclusive content and a Patreon-exclusive Discord server. See you next mod. Toodles!